no drama, we got it. If you like sports, yeah, we got it. You like politics, promise we got it. Report everything hot at this college. PG News, yeah, right off the press. Reporters and filmers, PG got the best. Information that you need is reported. Make sure y'all tune in for what's happening next.
Hey everyone, welcome to PGCC Perspective, where we speak about everything political, platonic, and problematic. My name is Aniya, and I have my co-host with me,
Priscilla.
And this month is Women's History Month, and this is the first installment of a three-part series speaking about topics surrounding women's actions, achievements, struggle, and history. Now, for our first topic today, we will be talking about women in the Olympics present day and our evolution over time. Now, at the first modern Olympics, there were no women as we were not allowed to compete. However, in the second games in 1900s, not only would there be a woman, but there would be a woman that would make history.
Yeah. So we've seen that, women's participation in the Olympics Games has transformed dramatically over time. We can see from a point where they were excluded from a lot of sports, and now them being able to win a lot of different medals on the world stage, which is absolutely incredible, right? We can see them, going from fighting for their right to be able to participate in these activities, from, taking crucial roles in shaping how these Olympics turn out.
Exactly. And honestly, to double down on your point, like in the 1900 Olympics, there were only 22 women that were competing out of 997 athletes. So they were beyond the majority, beyond. And it was only in 5 sports. It was in tennis, sailing, croquet, equestrianism, and golf. And only one woman was able to take home a gold medal, but she won it for sailing. So she still took one home.
Good. That's very crazy.
But regardless, like you were saying, it was a mark. This was a pivotal moment, in my opinion, for women and how they could integrate themselves more into society in order for them to be seen.
Absolutely. And when we look at, events like the 1900 Summer Olympics, it can sort of, give us more understanding into why there was a need for women to create events like, the 1921 Women's Olympiad.
Why do you think they needed to do that?
In my opinion, I feel like it gave the women, for women to feel the need to create something like that in the first place, then that means that they
didn't feel welcome, pretty much. Yeah, I agree.
They want to have a place where they can allow themselves to participate in a lot more things that they would be limited in the regular Olympics.
Like, exactly, as well as allow themselves to be seen too. I would say,
bring a lot of highlight, spotlight to their names, and maybe that would be like a foot in the door for them to potentially get into more things in the Olympics.
And it probably was easier for them too, because of course back then men were probably not as receptive as they could have been back then. But it's still for women to be able to prioritize themselves and to be able to create a space for themselves, for them to still be seen. It's remarkable in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's very very inspiring that they were able to create their own competitive spaces that were recognized in a lot of places. It's not very easy, but I feel like the 1921 Olympiad allowed them to showcase their athletic abilities and challenge the limitations that were opposing them.
Exactly, and it also allowed them to compete in different sports too, because like I said in the beginning, it was only 5, but now as we keep going down in history, even in present day, they're in everything now. We're allowed to be in everything.
Like, imagine a woman in the 1900s Olympics participating in like track.
Exactly, or just seeing women being able to participate in track. It just shows the progression that we have had.
The gymnastics.
Exactly, just anything. Like I know in I think flag football is on the rise too. Like, just imagine a woman from back then just being able to see that flag football is just becoming a more popular thing for women.
And that they can do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is crazy. I feel like, the efforts that they put in to challenge the limitations that they were facing, it really laid a really good foundation for future inclusion. And it proved that women are very capable and deserving of equal participation.
100%. I agree.
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing I have a question for you.
What's the question?
What do you think if you were a woman in the 1900s that had to participate in the Olympics during this time? What sport out of the ones that you were limited to for the women at that time do you think you would?
If I could pick, like, which one I would compete in?
Yes.
Oh, if I had to pick, I probably would pick tennis. That'd probably be the one that I would pick.
Why?
I think because I think out of all the options that they had, I like it the most. Sailing, I'm not good with water, y'all. I don't. If I fell overboard, it would have been up. So it would have been over. Croquet, I don't really know what croquet is, honestly. So
what is croquet?
What is croquet? That's a good question.
Let us know.
Let us know. Do y'all know what croquet is? Because I don't know what it is.
Maybe we need to do more research. But
Equestrianism, I don't really like horses. I mean, I like horses, but not that much. So I had to leave that alone. And golf to me is just boring. So I think tennis was golf is
I would
boring.
do golf.
You would do golf?
Yes, I would.
Why?
Yeah, I would. What? Golf is not boring if you
Golf
do
is
what you're
boring.
doing.
Even when you do know what you're doing, it's boring.
Anyways, guys, anyways.
Don't hate on me. Like
anyways, but one individual that I do want to highlight in this, time would be Wilma Waldorf.
Oh my gosh,
Yes,
Wilma Rudolph.
she became
Yes.
a global symbol of resilience, after overcoming an illness in her childhood to be able to,
run
win
and win gold medals
a
on
gold
top of
medal,
it.
which is crazy. And she, broke a lot of barriers for, even as a Black woman, and
And
as
like
a
you said,
woman in general.
and to have pretty much a chronic illness,
Yeah,
and still be able to not only still run in the Olympics to win a gold medal on top of that.
This shows
And
that
she
you
broke
can
a couple
do
records
and you can
too.
do anything, guys. Nothing's
too hard.
Well, it is hard.
Well, I mean, no, nothing's too hard. Like nothing's impossible. I would say
Nothing is impossible. No matter how hard it is, you can still do it.
And I think another person like modern day that is doing really well is Alyssa Yu. Like she took a break from ice skating and then came back and is still prevailing right now at the young age of 19. All these achievements, she's our age, making all these achievements. It's really admirable. It's really cool.
And
really
she
cool.
makes it. Yeah, she shows, because of what she's doing, it makes everyone believe that it is possible. You can take a break and come back and do even better.
Because I know a similar thing happened to Simone Biles too. I remember. I remember that she took a break because I think it was something health related, and she just needed a break for a second. And I remember she was receiving a lot of criticism, but not only did she come back as well, she came back and she won a bunch of more gold medals and is still continuing to win a bunch of more gold medals present day too.
And especially for a sport like that, gymnastics or ice skating, it's very tasking on the body, on the mind. So for someone to be able to take a break, for know when to take a step back.
Exactly, and not let the world tell them that you need to stay here, you need to stay, you need to keep going which way you're doing, or you're gonna fall. She didn't listen to that.
You know yourself, and you know what you can take and what you cannot take, and you know when it is okay to take a step back and when it's okay to bounce back.
I think like the main thing that that we've really just been talking about this entire time is resilience. Women have been really resilient throughout history, and in the Olympics specifically, we went from competing to making our own to then reintegrating and still having our own separate competition to still excelling in our own competitions. It's really cool.
It is, and they're all, each of them, their journey really reflects not only advancement, of course, but it also reflects progress. It's
and
very
does not
to keep seeing progress, and no matter how small something is or like small a category is, as long as there's progress, it keeps people hopeful.
Exactly, and it just shows a sense of strength, honestly, to be continuously knocked down and to still get back up. It shows that no matter what, I have a goal in mind and I'm going to reach that goal. And that's exactly what women over the years have been doing, and it's extremely good. It's great.
I think one of my favorite quotes from Alyssa, that when it comes to being able to come back after taking a break from something that you love to do, is the reason why she felt so at peace with what she was doing when she came back is because of one thing that she said. She said she's connected to the sport and she's connected to what she was doing, but she wasn't attached to it so much where it was toxic.
That's notable.
It was like, I have to get this, I have to, of course, everyone is aiming to be good in whatever they're doing, but when it gets to a point where you choose whatever that thing is over yourself, you're attaching yourself to it in a very negative way. And to just piggyback of what I just said, basically, it also goes to show for a lot of women in society, not just athletes, sometimes women have to pause their careers, to take care of family or pause something else.
Yeah, that's really common.
Of something else, it becomes a very, it gives bad rep. I don't know.
It does. No, I see what you mean. It does. Yeah. It kind of. Well, I wouldn't really say bad rep, but it's sad sometimes. It is really because sad. They have to their dreams just to like accommodate something or someone else And like I said earlier, it's really common. Like that's a story I hear a lot of times, especially from older women as well. And it's sad because they were once us. They were once us trying to chase their dreams, and something got in the way. And while yes, it can be life, it's still something to be just to be like cognitive of, just to understand, and to see like these women to step away but then come back and still excel. I think that's a like a powerful story in
when
its
you
own.
see examples like that, you always know like you can come back and do better. And you don't have to pause your life just because of something. Like, let's say there's a case where you still have time to come back and still do better than what you were doing before.
Exactly.
You don't have to just because you got caught up in that, forget something, that you wanted to do so badly because you think you're running out of time. You can always go back to it.
Exactly. And I just think about that. It's just being able to put your own vices aside, to be able to put your own fears aside, and just to be able to go right back into what you want to do. That's strength. That's resilience.
It's not even the fear. Sometimes it's just
convenience too. I think
like their lifestyle can't really afford to do something that they want to do,
or they can't accommodate it, or they gotta think about somebody else.
But even in that, just do it.
Honestly, I feel like if you can do it, do it. If you can't, find a way to do it. If you really just cannot,
find a way to obviously don't.
If you really
you don't have the means to.
Seriously speaking, though, if you really cannot do it, then that is completely understandable. But if you know that you are in a space to do it, and it's honestly just fear, do it. I think that's like that's a better mindset to have.
Yeah.
But I have a fun question for you though. Okay. Since you asked me earlier. So since, like I stated earlier, these women have paved the way for us to be able to pick like which category we want to be in to compete for the Olympics. What would you do now, present day? What would you if you could be in the Olympics right now today? Which one would you pick?
Don't take me seriously on this, but I would low-key do like the pole thing where like
the pole running,
the pole and the pole jump over. Yes, that or track. Because I did track before, but then I quit after like literally 2 weeks. So
literally 2 weeks.
Obviously, guys, I'm not saying
guys.
Yes, don't let me be an example to you. Even if keep going, keep practicing. Because like as soon as I did it, I just quit because I wasn't seeing progress. But it was 2 weeks, so
you feel like you could have gave it a little bit more of a chance.
Yeah, I should have. But just the fun in life is that you can keep trying. And you can keep doing
you can keep going
things and seeing what you do best in.
Like Alyssa said, she's connected but she's not attached, so it allows her to pivot when needed.
Yes. And I do have this quote that I saw recently this week. It's a Latin quote, and it says memento mori, memento vivere. And this quote means, remember you will die, so remember to live. I love this so much because at the end of the day, we're all gonna die.
That's
so
true.
While we're living, that sounds so bad.
That does sound a little bad. I was gonna let you finish.
While we're living, just live. Don't be living in fear. Live and explore what makes you, and explore what you like, and explore what challenges and limitations you can overcome. Like these women in the Olympics, going a step further and creating a whole new environment for themselves where they're able to, challenge the restrictions that were put on them in the 1900 Olympics.
Exactly. And even somebody out there right now could be an impact and they don't even know.
And you can be an impact yourself.
You could. That's very true.
Be like me. Just keep going.
Don't quit track after 2 weeks, y'all. Yes, don't quit track after 2 weeks. Unless you get injured. But don't get injured either.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would, if I could pick one, I don't know which one I would do. I probably would do basketball. That's probably the easiest one for me. Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't do track though. Yeah, I probably would have quit after 2 weeks too, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I was about to lie that I wouldn't, but I probably would.
That was.
But don't listen to them. Don't listen to us. Don't listen to us.
Even though I quit that after 2 weeks, there's other things that I tried that I believe I excelled in. So that might not, just because you don't excel in something, that doesn't mean you're a failure. Just try something else.
Exactly, I agree. And yeah, I just think the message today is just have your own path. Just be able to know when to pivot, know when you can, when you cannot, and just try your best at anything that you do. Because one day you can make impact on somebody else, on your own life, in the grand scheme of things. It's just, as long as you are making an impact somewhere, somehow, I think that's what people should take away from today.
And what I would, give you guys from this episode today is the quote that I, said earlier, memento mori, memento vivere.
And that's the quote, y'all. And we thank you. We thank you guys for joining us for another episode. Again, this is the first installment of a 3-part series. So you all will be hearing about 2 more podcasts after this. The last one, though, we have a special surprise for y'all, but we're not going to say what it is yet.
Yep.
But we thank you all for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.